Hi folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, I wanted to share with you something that recently happened to me. My buddy Rust and I decided to go to one of our favorite sort of foothills of the Adirondack Lakes for bass. It's a place we've done really well in the past, and this day was the most incredible day, and I wanted to share what I learned this day. First of all, none of the methods that we'd used in the past worked this day. We were able to catch an awful lot of largemouth bass fishing in a certain technique, and I wanted to share that with you. And when we were doing this fishing this day, Rust had his camera, and I said, Rust, I want to let people see what we do. I want them to see how the fish strike. This technique was really critical. And I got to tell you that Rust is a much better caster than I am. He's able to pinpoint his casts, and this makes a tremendous difference if you know where the fish are and are trying to catch them. You got to put your bait right where they are. And Rust can cast up to shore, and these fish were tight in on the shore. When I would cast, I might stop it, and it would land maybe a couple feet out from shore, and you'd think that'd be good. That wasn't. Those fish were tight on the shore. And what you have to do is you have to be able to use a lure that you've got rigged weedless so that you can cast into the bushes or onto the grass, right onto the bank, and let it just drag off and fall naturally into the water. And Russ was using a plastic worm like a Senko that works extremely well for him, and he's become an avid worm fisherman. And Russ can cast right up. It just amazes me. I'll think, you've gone too far. And he's not afraid to cast it onto the shore because he knows those fish are going to lie under the branches that come out from the shore or under the undercut bank. And by doing this, he again is so much better than me because I'm afraid I'm going to get snagged and then I'm going to ruin the spot. But you can't be. You've got to be able to cast it up tight. So on this day, I was using a fluke. Now, a fluke is a soft plastic bait. The one that I use is a Guggen dart, it's called, a dart. But it's a copy of Zoom's fluke. And it's a wonderful bait. You have to rig it Texas style the same way. And I would cast it into the shore, and we'd let it sink naturally. When it hit where we wanted it to be, we didn't start reeling it back. It isn't about the motion of what that bait is. It's putting it into their bed, into their home. And it was just amazing the number of fish that we caught. And at one point I said to Rust, the one I've got now I think is really big. And the fish was fighting. I wanted him to get this on video. And so I'm hoping that he did, and I'm hoping that you'll be able to see this. If he did, it will be on Up North NY's YouTube channel. You'll be able to see the video of me catching this fish. I'm telling you, this was the biggest largemouth bass that I've ever caught. And I've fished down in the Everglades. I've fished in waters all over the country where anglers feel that the biggest largemouth bass live. And I've got to tell you, we've got many, many lakes in this area that have huge largemouth bass. This is a gold mine for what we have. We really do. And I'm telling you, this largemouth bass was so big. When I picked it up and finally got it in, I said to Rust, it had engulfed my lure, and I ended up handing it to my buddy Rust, having him do all the dirty work. I said, can you get this hook out of it? And when he grabbed it, he says, my God, this thing is heavy. It was huge. The head on that fish was as big as a cow's head. I mean, it was gigantic. And I got to tell you, I believe, fishermen always exaggerate, but I believe this fish was over 8 pounds. It could have been a new state record. It was a monster. And we did get this on video, and you see it swimming away, so it's there for somebody else to catch as well. Anyway, I wanted to share this with you, that I can have this experience here in our North Country, something that I never had going all over the country before and all over Canada, was to be able to catch a largemouth bass this big. And we've got others out there. I know that we have these size largemouth in a lot of our waters. Every single backwater of the St. Lawrence River, along the North Country shore will have fish like this in it. And I got to tell you, I hope you can see this, and I just wanted to share my excitement to have a day like this. Was amazing. What will I remember about this day? I'm not sure if I'll remember exactly the very section of the water where I caught this. Most of our memories in fishing involve the experiences we have during the day of going after these fish. And Russ and I caught so many bass this day. It was just absolutely amazing. It's something that keeps me coming back every year to this same place. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report.